Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here Wednesday, June 11th. About to head out to Jaguars mandatory minicamp day number 2. Excited to get out there, obviously. If you want the day one recap, you can check that out. But I did want to touch on a topic here that a lot of people have been bringing up in the comments section and on Twitter. So it's Jaire Alexander. And should the Jacksonville Jaguars pursue Jaire Alexander? Should they have interest in pursuing Jaire, who obviously a very talented cornerback, one of the premier corners of the last half decade in the NFL, super talented playmaker. There's a lot that goes into this discussion, quite frankly. I think where I want to start it is just eliminate the injury stuff with Jaire, which is real. We'll talk about that. Eliminate the question about maybe his culture fit for now. And just ask the question, does he make sense for the Jaguars cornerback room based on the way the Jaguars cornerback room is constructed? Obviously, he would upgrade their cornerback room. He would upgrade any cornerback room just from a talent standpoint. There's no question about that. He's still a very good football player. He's only 28 years old. Seems like he's been in the league forever, but yeah, he's only 28. When on the field, one of the best corners in football. Top 10 type of guy for sure. The issue I have with even considering it, the Jaguars are paying Tyson Campbell a lot of money. And I know not everybody is a big Tyson Campbell fan, right? I'm aware of that, but the bottom line is the Jaguars are paying Tyson Campbell a lot of money. They have spoken very highly about him. My opinion aside, the Jaguars are paying him, $20 million a year? Is that right? Something like that. 4 years, $76.5 million, average per year, 19.1, right? So they're paying him a ton of money. They also signed Jordan Lewis this offseason, and he's going to be their starting nickel, it seems like, but somebody who's getting paid very handsomely. And beyond being their starting nickel, Jordan Lewis has the versatility to play outside. So I think if they're going to likely play him a lot in the nickel when they're in 3 cornerback sets, right? But he's more than that probably to them. I think that his versatility to play outside is a factor into why they paid him $10 million per year. And, he's going to be a part of their plan for at least the next 2 seasons, 2025 and 2026. So you're paying these 2 guys. Tyson Campbell got the bag last offseason. Jordan Lewis got a really nice contract for himself this offseason. And you combine that with the fact that Travis Hunter is in the building. And you traded up to number 2 to get him. You did not trade up to number 2 to get Travis Hunter, the wide receiver. You did not trade up to number 2 to get Travis Hunter, the corner. You traded up for both. You want him to play on both sides. So now we're getting into a situation where how do all the pieces fit together? Just straight up. If you add Jaire Alexander, now you're pretty much eliminating Travis Hunter's path to playing time as a rookie from a roster construction standpoint. Now, you could sit here and say, well, the Jaguars had the worst pass defense in the league last year. You wouldn't be wrong. And they were definitely towards the bottom. And Tyson Campbell gets injured a lot. Jaire gets injured a lot. Have both of them in your stable and ready to go. Yeah, you could argue that. I don't think it's realistic. I don't think the Jaguars are going into the 2025 season saying we need a really expensive backup plan for Tyson Campbell in case he gets injured. I don't see it that way. And if you bring Jaire in, he's not a backup plan for anyone. He's your starter. He's your number 1 guy. So I just don't think that the Jaguars would have interest in Jaire. And I know some people have mentioned Jalen Ramsey as well. That would be an odd fit for a lot, many more reasons than Jaire. But I don't think the Jaguars are going to be in the market for a veteran corner. I think Travis Hunter is going to play a lot on that side of the ball. I know Tyson Campbell and Jordan Lewis are going to play a lot. And those are your big three. Those are the reasons not to bring in Jaire. But beyond that, they do have guys they like. I think Jarian Jones is a good young football player. Buster Brown has made a lot of plays throughout this beginning part of the offseason and obviously has a lot of experience. And when you're talking about a defense that Liam Cohen wants to be a, zone vision defense, having eyes in the backfield, eyes on the quarterback, eyes in front of you, reading things out, Buster Brown does make some sense there. So there's just a number of reasons just from a practical roster construction standpoint. The top three reasons, again, being Tyson Campbell, Jordan Lewis, and Travis Hunter, that adding a Jaire Alexander just wouldn't make sense. And then beyond that, you do have the issue of Jaire Alexander really has struggled to stay healthy lately. I mean, you just pull up his games played over the last few years. It hasn't been ideal. And I honestly think that's why the Packers are probably moving on. So since 2021, the last 4 seasons, in 2021, he only played in 4 games. In 2022, he played in 16, which is great. But 2023, 7. 2024, 7. So you're talking about in 3 of the last 4 seasons, he has played less than half the games. That's a big issue. That's a big problem, right? I don't know how you really foil that, and it probably will end up making his contract cheaper. I would expect him to sign with one of the teams that is more cornerback needy than the Jaguars, because I don't think the Jaguars are a cornerback needy team. That also is kind of in this win now mode. I could see a lot of different teams. There's a lot of teams that could use another starting corner. The Falcons, the Ravens potentially could use him. So I don't think he's going to end up in Jacksonville. And I don't think it would make sense for the Jaguars to heavily pursue him for a number of reasons. Very good player. Going to go down as, over the last however long he's been in the league, since 2018. I mean, I think you would look at him and from 2018 to 2022, that 5-year stretch, one of the most dominant corners in football. And when he's been on the field the last couple of years, he's been good. But he's played in 14 games the last 2 seasons. 14 out of 34 regular season games he's appeared in the last 2 seasons. And again, in 2021, only played in 4 games. That's a red flag. And I know he's only 28, but I couldn't do it. Again, if you're a team that is in win now mode and you just want to sign him on as a, possible answer, yeah, you need a corner. And the Jaguars are in win now mode. But where does he fit? I think the addition of Jaire would eliminate Travis Hunter's path to playing time as a rookie on the defensive side of the ball, and I don't think the Jaguars want to do that in any way, shape, or form. So that'll do it. Just wanted to touch on this subject of Jaire Alexander. Obviously, some have mentioned Jalen Ramsey too. I just don't think a veteran corner of that magnitude makes sense for the Jaguars right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.